Hello everyone. Hello all you beautiful people. The sun came out today. I've spent a lot of time in nature and exploring the town I'm in the Ozarks in Arkansas. And oh man, am I feeling a lot of wonderful energy just pouring in. Pouring in. There was my new amazing friend Amelia, who's been so kind to me and helpful, noticed a great big sundog around the sun today. If you don't know what a sundog is, have you ever looked up at the sun and seen one of those great big rainbows around the sun? That's called a sundog, and it's very significant. If you look it up on Google or whatever, they'll tell you it's just a vapor level or whatever. It's something very special. It's a portal, and the sunlight coming through it. It's definitely a gift from the Pleiades, as this is their last day direct, beaming their energy, their Pleiadian energy through the sun to us. And thank you, peas. Thank you, peas. And I'm feeling so much Lemurian energy, and I believe that the Pleiadians first landed on the very tops of the mountains in Lemuria, which was on the Pacifica tectonic plate. And it's now, the tippy tops of those mountains are now what we know as the Hawaiian Islands. There's a beautiful Lemurian temple located on the Big Island in Hawaii, and it has a 750-pound quartz crystal point that was mined right from where I'm from where I am at the current moment in Arkansas in the Ozarks. I'm here to visit those involved with carrying on Dolores Cannon's legacy, and to pay homage to her in her home here. This is where she lived and called home, and this is where those QHHT sessions took place that ended up in her books. And again, I say this all the time. If you don't know who Dolores Cannon is, where on the Big Island am I talking about? I don't know exactly, but I read about it in a book called In Search of Lemuria. And it was by Mark Williams, I believe. And it's a really wonderful book. And I saw photos of the temple and photos of the you're from the Big Island. I hope to meet you one day. I'm really wanting to get out there once all this stuff is the dust settles. So if you want to check that out, Mindset Meditation Michelle, you can look at the book by Mark Williams, In Search of Lemuria. He talks about Lomi Lomi massage and ancient Lemurian practices. So anyway, the Pleiadians landed there, and that was the tops of the highest mountains on the world, and before Lemuria sank into the Pacific Ocean. Now we have the tippy tops of those mountains are the Hawaiian Islands, which I have heard and believe is the heart chakra of the planet. Also, if you look at the sea floor, look at a sea level map underneath, there's a bridge that goes straight from the Hawaiian Islands up to Mount Shasta. So the white-robed Lemurian beings that live in the lava tubes in Mount Shasta, there's really something there. It also goes all the way down to like Santa Barbara, possibly even like southwestern Arizona. Aw, thank you, Mindset Meditation Michelle. How sweet. Okay, thank you for all the comments, and thank you for showing up. I have to ignore them for a minute so I can zone in and do the cards. And I see a bunch of requests to join me in this video, and this is a solo show, this one. I do need to come back and do some tip jar tarot readings. That's what I'm going to name it, tip jar tarot, because tarot readings are how I am making enough financial energy to travel and put gas in my car and buy firewood. And occasionally I've been gifted this beautiful room to stay in for a little while, so I'm very, very grateful for that. And everything helps. If you'd like to donate to my work, I'll put a PayPal and a Venmo link in the description box when we're done. But man, the energy feels good. There is a lot of stuckness there, and tip jar tarot. Okay, let's go to the cards, shall we? Daily, give us this day our daily spread. Let's pull 3 cards for the human collective. These messages will resonate. If I'm, there's a possibility that these messages will resonate with you personally. You may feel like I'm speaking about your life, and I am. And it certainly resonates with me personally. It resonates with my soul group, my monad. It very well may resonate with your monad, the people very close to you. And of course, it's for the collective. So this is my gift to humanity on a daily basis, is our daily spread. So I need 1 card that represents the energies we're moving away from as a human collective. 1 card, please. There we are. 1 card for the present moment, present energies, current energies. And they're being fast today. I like that. That means they really have something to say. What energies are we moving towards highest potential timeline? Okay, the cards have spoken, guys. Let's see what they have to say. I just went to this beautiful place called Magnetic Spring in Eureka Springs, Arkansas. It's just below the Christ in the Ozarks, the big white statue of Yeshua or Jesus. And I know there's a lot, I know the white cross is a symbol attached to the Anunnaki. I don't know what's under the mountain. I don't know the intentions of the people who make these things, but there's a lot of energy there. A lot of energy there. And there's a petting zoo, and it's all free. They don't charge people. It's donations. And I went and pet the lambs and saw the llamas, and I saw the white doves, and I've had these spontaneous happy tears coming today out of kind of nowhere. I'm grateful for them. I don't know what they mean. So the water energy is still very much with us. So I cleansed all my crystals in Magnetic Spring. They say that back in the 1800s, people were drawn here, and they would place coins or pieces of metal in magnetic springs, and they would come out magnetized. And my friend that I mentioned earlier told me it's the center point in between a triangle of 3 sacred springs. So there's a lot of energy. I washed my hair and washed my face and cleansed my crystals in it, and then went up and went to the petting zoo and saw the statue and everything. So I'm having a good day, and I hope you are too. So here we go to the cards. We're moving out of the 5 of Cups energy. So that was that stagnant water. Cups are the water sign. It's your emotional life. And there was some conflict, and then change, and then expansion. I was personally, you might have noticed in my videos, I was experiencing and I've been managing some frustration at wanting to get going and not being able to. And that's difficult for me, stagnancy and not feeling like I'm moving forward on my path. I'm kind of gotten allergic to it. So I feel like this is what this card represents, and it came up the other day as well. So 5 of Cups, conflict, change with the result of expansion in our emotional life. And the cup that is being born here out of the balance of the 2 cups in the sky and the 2 cups on the ground is the cup right at the center of the card, which to me, it's right by the heart chakra. It's in the heart chakra. That represents self-love to me. So there was a conflict in our emotional life, but we changed the way that we reacted to it, or we saw what the lesson was and integrated it, and the end result was expansion. And this energy is now behind us, which is good news. We've gained some emotional intelligence, this yellow heart right there. Yellow is the color of logic, intellect, and idea, knowledge. So this is emotional intelligence being put into action with the red leaves. Beautiful Kundalini energy here. We have a lot of spirituality and intuition represented by the colors light blue and dark blue. This cup is heavily protected by all of this beautiful foliage. The 2 spiritual light blue flowers with active red centers and active red leaves. This is active growth. This is active personal growth. We did something really good recently, is what I'm getting. These beautiful multicolored leaves here are intuitive spiritual fulfillment. It's all going to work out, and we know it. At both the root and the crown, there's all the ingredients for even more orange. Remember, orange is the mixture of red and yellow is logic, intellect, and idea, knowledge, and red is divine masculine active energy. So when you take your knowledge and you apply it actively into your life, you get fulfillment, which is represented by the color orange. And at both the root and the crown, we have more red and yellow being born. So there's even more knowledge coming in that we will soon be integrating to make more yellow coming in that we will soon integrate to make more orange. So lots more fulfillment on the way. We passed a test. We passed an emotional test. Individually, monadically, and collectively. That's good news. The energy that we're currently in, it's the second time I've seen this card today, and we're linear at this point. We're at 5 and 6. 6 of Pentacles. So very high vibration card. Pentacles are the earth energy. It most often represents finances, which is why it's depicted as coins in the card. So I love that I see this group of 4 coins in that middle square that hovers in between the spiritual and the physical world. 4 is the number of stability, application, and formation. It takes 4 very solid walls to build a structure on top of it. So that stability is maintained and it's not going anywhere. It's very firmly lodged. Financial security. Because of the orange dot of fulfillment. So this lesson, this orange cup has been condensed, simsum, self-constriction, into this tiny orange dot in the middle of the card. So there's fulfillment in the heart, and then swirling around it in the whirlwind of the heart chakra is once again spiritual intuition. The 4 dark blue seeds of your divine feminine intuitive energy swirling around with all these blue spiritual flowers. And then tiny red leaves of action. So what that says to me is when we're heart-centered and in flow, and listening to our heart and operating that way, especially in a business sense, the actions that you need to take are greatly reduced. You don't have to force anything to happen. You just know what to do, and then you go do it. And it's not like trying to force something into manifestation. It's allowing it flow. And there's a lot of purity coming out of that. We have these white stems right here. White's the color purity in the tarot. Birthing new spiritual knowledge, new growth with these little leaves right here. In these directions, we have all the ingredients for purpling ourselves. Blending at 0 point with internal tantra that does not need a partner. This is coming into union with yourself at 0 point, which is purple. Using our masculine and feminine energies. We all have them. It doesn't matter the gender of our physical body. We all have masculine and feminine, and using them together in a complementary way achieves purple, which is 0 point, which is self-unification. So this is a shout out to some purpling coming, perhaps. There's very little purple in the Marseille Tarot. It's the master color of the tarot. So these coins at the root and the crown are now heavily protected, just as this cup around the heart was. And the leaves are the same. Look at that. These leaves are not common. So the fact that we have all of this spiritual, intuitive fulfillment, knowing it's going to work out, 6 is the number of compassion, cooperation, and harmony. So this means people are now arriving into our lives that resonate with us very strongly. And we know how to work together. This is complementary skill sets that work together in terms of a very service to others business. And this is providing wealth and abundance for everyone involved because of the purity coming from the heart chakra involved in these businesses. The top half of the card, which represents the sky, spirituality, the Holy Trinity. The Holy Trinity. On the bottom, in perfect reflection, the Holy Trinity. So it's a beautiful card. I love the number 6. It always reminds me of monad because it's that compassionate, cooperative, harmonious group that you don't have to do it all on your own. You can, and we've opened our hearts by passing the test of the 5 of Cups to allow these people to find us. And we can all take the appropriate action to build something beautiful together. Collectively, this is huge stuff. So what are we moving toward? Highest possible timeline. Okay, there's some mental energies that are, a lot of people are really seeing things differently. The censorship that's going on and the obvious manipulation of mainstream media has really, this is all of the negative energies and their plans are backfiring. They try to do something and then it ends up working against them over and over and over. And that seems to be happening all with their censorship. People are saying something's really not right. Even those who trusted mainstream media just a few months ago, I'm seeing people start to say something's wrong, which is this cognitive dissonance that is continuing to build. It's getting really people can't ignore this anymore. They can't pretend it isn't there. So what's coming is that coalition on the bottom half of the card. We're actively grabbing a hold of these two swords, which represent the cognitive dissonance. Again, ingredients for orange here on the handle, active handles, gilded and yellow information. And then the blades themselves are intuitive and spiritual, light blue and dark blue. They're dualistic. Look at the triangle, the trinity that makes. I've never seen that before. There's the upward triangle. And the cognitive dissonance on the ground is moving up and then crossing over where the heart is, and the two tips of the swords are coalescing. This is reconciling a cognitive dissonance, a huge one. So this might be going on for you in the near future. It's certainly going on for the group and the collective. Whereas all the other cards have 4 flowers, which represent that stability, we now have 2 flowers, which represents balance, duality, and partnership. So the spiritual knowledge, light blue and yellow, and then the fruit bodies of red are planting 2 more orange seeds of fulfillment. Excuse me. All the bands in the card have turned orange, and there's even more red bands now. So we're really actively going to integrate quite a bit of knowledge in the 10 of Swords. And the number 10, in numerology, everything is a single digit. So 10 really is also 1, because 1 plus 0 is 1. But 10 does exist in the tarot and the Tree of Life symbol. So 10 represents finality, completion, and renewal simultaneously, all at the same time. Out with the old, in with the new. Swords are the air sign, mental energies. So this is out with the old way of thinking, welcoming in a whole new way of thinking at the same time, which means you're in the washing machine. It can be very confusing. The astrology says we're going to be very confused until Adrian Elise said July 11th. Is that when Mercury comes out of its shadow, or is that when Mercury stops being in square? Because Mercury is going retrograde and it's in square to Neptune. So that means confusion. And it's, watch Adrian Elise. She's the master astrologer. I love her work. And usually, Mercury is a very fast-moving planet. It zips around the zodiac pretty quickly, and these transits usually don't take long for Mercury, only a few days. This is 6 weeks of Mercury square Neptune, which is confusion, and that's going to go over the solstice and then into July. And she said July 11th is an important day to come out of that confusion. So it's okay if, there's a lot of new information coming in, and if that jars you and you need time, take all the time you need to go into your own heart and your own sovereign place to find your own truth about this. And every time you do that kind of work from a pure place within yourself, you're affecting the people around you and your monad, and you're affecting the collective. So let's all do that together. It's coming. What's the whole number of this? We have 1, 7 plus 5 is a 1 plus 2, 12. 1 plus 2, which is the whole reading is a 3, the Trinity. The whole reading is a 3, the Trinity. And Twinity, I like that. 3 stands for creativity, expression, and growth. So tap into your creative skills right now. Beam this beautiful positive energy from your heart chakra. Remember, at any time, there's 1 million plus people meditating on love. Tap in, find that frequency, try and clear the gunk out of your own head. The sun is always shining above the clouds. Go above the clouds, find that frequency of people meditating on love. Bring it into your own heart, amplify it with your love, and send it back out to the next person. And see how much you can do that every day. It's what the world needs right now. Thank you for being here. Thank you for liking, subscribing, sharing. And you can book personal readings with me if you like on my Facebook page, Tarot by Keyth. You can donate to my work here at the Venmo and the PayPal links in the description box. And I will be back tomorrow. I love you all. And we are in for some really good stuff. I know it. Okay. Bye-bye.